We're talking about the basics of starting a business. Now, I know everybody saw that title and probably thought, the basics of starting a business. So, what is this going to be? Well, after this training, you'll have actionable ways to start growing your new or existing business and not just create a high-paying job. The thought of how do we scale our companies? How do we grow our companies? How do we add opportunity in our companies? The whole mission here is scaling your business should be the number one focus in your business from day one. How do I do it? How do I get the capital to do it? From profit, from debt, from investors, from partners? What does that look like? How do I acquire the people to make it happen fast enough? How do I get the work? Where does all this work come from? Because I'm wanting to scale my company and I want to do it as fast as possible. This should be how we make all of our decisions. It's really easy to get hung up on the hottest fire at the moment and get caught up in so many different things, focusing on this one area or this other area, and lose sight of making decisions based off of scaling your business, because that's what creates the opportunity for you, for your family, for your team members, for everyone around you, is growth in your company. And the more you focus on those decisions, focus on making everything based on growing, scaling your company, it just speeds up opportunity. Yes, it's going to keep you in an uncomfortable state, but that's where you want to be to achieve maximum growth. So if you're not scaling your business and thinking of how you can potentially exit someday, now this is not to say you ever want to exit your business or you ever have to, but if you're not thinking about how would I get out of it and how would I sell it for a multiple? How would it be a system, a business, a real business that someone would want to buy and I could actually profit from the sale of? You're taking from your family, you're limiting your employees, and you're not reaching your full potential. Creating something that operates with or without you is so meaningful, and it creates so much opportunity for everyone involved. That's why you just take away from everyone when you do that, even if it's just purely out of fear, because you can do this. Anyone can do this. They just have to push in the right direction, and they need to base their decisions off of the thought of how do we scale the company. You see so many people just create a job, and it's easy to do. And that's what happens when you get caught in the everyday minutia of crazy fires that come up, and then you just get caught and you get trapped and you're just fixing, but you're never actually working on growing, scaling your company and removing yourself from positions and building people under you. I'm going to go over the big things that we focus on. Then I'm going to go over some key points that you really need to focus on. But first is learn to market for growth. This means if you're not an expert in marketing, you need to study it or you need to outsource it. This is an area where I see so many issues of people spending a small amount of money or trying something. Or I spent a little bit on Google AdWords here. I posted a little bit on Facebook and I boosted it. And if you're truly trying to grow something that's going to scale quickly and it's going to gain size and it's going to need employees, there needs to be a strategy about it. You need to be knowledgeable about it. There's so many principles in marketing that if you're not going to take the time to study and really, really learn about it, you need to outsource it. So those are the only options, because if you're not going to market enough, your company's not going to grow and scale the way it should. Yes, it can grow through word of mouth, but you're limiting your opportunity. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about scaling a company, growing it quickly. You need to market enough to sell volumes high enough to keep adding to the team. How do we market enough to where we need to keep hiring? Where it's not just, I'm trying to fill up this crew's work. I'm trying to fill up this crew's work and I've got a goal of day X is when we start the second crew. So this means you'll make bold moves outside of your comfort zone in marketing. You'll experiment, you will test, and you will track your marketing. And this is one place where I really lacked on some of our targeted marketing. I wasn't good at tracking it. I studied and spent so much time at looking at what I could do to track it. How do I get it to track so I know where things come from and the ROIs on them? And I eventually got to the point where I, one, realized I hadn't studied enough, and two, I realized I didn't have the time. And I was wasting money because I was just dumping money into different platforms. And so we outsourced it. We outsourced someone who can show me exactly what's going on and who knows exactly what they're doing with the marketing. So you won't rely on word of mouth for the strategy if you want to grow, because that alone, that should be a piece of the bigger puzzle, but that alone won't do what we're talking about here. You will create a diverse and comprehensive strategy. So that includes word of mouth, that includes YouTube, that includes Facebook, that includes AdWords, email marketing. Every single thing that you can tie together in form your marketing strategy, it's going to be a comprehensive strategy that attacks it from all angles so you can sell high volumes of work and get high volumes of leads all the time. So the focus points here, you need to increase video content, something that not enough people do. If you're not doing a ton of video content, you're not posting video of you talking about what's currently going on in your company, things clients need to learn or know, and you're not putting the stuff out on Facebook and YouTube and different platforms, you're not doing enough, because it sets you apart. No one does it. It's so easy to get into that game in our industry right now because not enough people take advantage of something that's right there in front of them. So increase marketing content, selfies, story, human connection, not pictures of grass. This is something I hit on 24/7. Everybody loves the beautiful work that we do. I get it, but it doesn't create the connection that there is when there's seeing team members, a growing company, stories and what's going on with the team. People love to see that. They get connection out of that versus just seeing the work. And I'm not saying you shouldn't show work too, because you should show work. But remember, human connection sells. Invite the community on your journey. That's what we do with our branding. So we don't do the targeted marketing anymore, but we do the branding marketing for our company, and we hit it hard. So we invite the community on the journey. We show them what's going on with the team. We keep them up to date on all these different things that our company's doing, the wins, the losses, the whole nine. So if you missed our mastermind, there was an entire training on how to brand and scale. And branding just puts you in the position of being well-known and telling the story so people feel like they know your brand, they know about you, they have a feeling about what your brand is before you even walk in and try to sell something to them. And this is huge because it makes it so much easier to sell when they know the story of your company. This content, this video content that probably makes a lot of people uncomfortable, you need to get comfortable in front of a camera. This adds to everything. This adds to certainty when you go sell a landscape project. It adds to your ability to talk. It adds to everything that you need to do in your company. As you grow, you need to get better at communication. Being uncomfortable in front of a camera will make you better at all of that. It all just adds, and it makes you win in front of people. It makes you win in marketing because you're using it as a marketing tool. There's so many advantages of it. So you need to push out volume so high that you are the only person people think of when it comes to your service or product. This is huge. There needs to be so much content just coming out all the time that when people think of, hey, I need X or hey, I need Y in your area, that you're the company that's the go-to, because they're constantly seeing it. And then they're seeing the branding, the story of your company, and they've already got a good feeling about your company. And then it's easy. They just come to you and request the service, and they've already got the good feeling. They're halfway sold on the way there with all this work that's been done up front. Get loud, get well known. The best marketed company always wins. And that's the sad truth. So you might be the best quality company in the world. You try everything, but someone who's going to outmarket you and they're going to outpush their message and their vision's big, even if their quality is not the same, it's not as good, they're going to sell more because they're getting well known. They're getting seen by people. Your amazing work, if it's amazing, needs to be seen by everyone. So you need to market it. So it has the effect of, I have amazing work and I'm well marketed. So with marketing, directly after that is the real important part, and that's sales. So you need to be training in sales. You need to be role-playing situations. If there's a situation in your company where you're selling projects or you're selling mowing and you're having cost issues or whatever it is, you need to role play, even if you're just role playing in a mirror, the situation, to try to have an answer, to try to be ready, to try to be prepped. It's just like dealing with an angry client or angry anyone or a situation that's hard. I always tell my team to load the gun, meaning prepare to go into this challenge and be ready to take action. Don't be stumbling on yourself because you didn't do what you should have done in preparing. So invest in sales education and events. If you're not good or you don't have the capacity to sell enough, and that's what a lot of the owners I know have an issue with, is alone they can't sell enough to do what they need to do. They need to have more people helping them sell, because you can only do so much in a day and you can only focus on so many things as an owner. So if you can't sell enough, you need to hire others to help you sell. And introverts can even be great salesmen. I mean, it's amazing. But if you're not strong at sales and you're leading the sales effort in your company, it's back to the same thing. You're taking away from everyone involved, your family, your team, and yourself. And why would you short yourself if your whole vision of building a company? I mean, I truly feel like if you're here watching this and you're watching the recording or whatever the case is, that you wanted to offer more opportunity to the people around you. And so why would anyone want to take advantage and not do that right from the front?